Today we will explore Blowing Rock, North Carolina's oldest tourist attraction. And sadly, while I was filming this video, a hiker fell down a waterfall and died just a couple of miles away. We'll see some beautiful rocks in the Gem Museum. We'll see glorious flowers as well. We'll ride on a section of the Ridge Parkway that has been closed for 10 months. Alright, it is July 30th, 2025. Coming up on Highway 221, gonna take the south direction. If we went the other way, we could end up near Boone or something like that. But this way, we would end up in Linnville area or close to Marion. On the way up here on 3 Mile Highway 194, I noticed this prison camp road. So on the way back, I think I'll stop and see if we can find the prison camp. But this section of the parkway going left to the north direction, this has only been open now for about a week. Still closed in the south direction. This sign is broken in half, but it's saying something like, you gotta stay off of the parkway unless it's for emergencies. But yeah, I haven't been able to go up the parkway in the north direction in like literally 10 months, so let's check that out. This bridge takes us over the Linnville River. About 1 mile south of here to the right direction, you would come to the famous Linnville Gorge and Linnville Falls. To the left is the Linnville Falls picnic area, and then on the right is the Visitors Center 1.5 miles and the campground 0.5 miles. Both the Linnville picnic area and access to the falls from here is closed, but if you keep going past the parkway on Highway 221 and then turn left onto 183 and then right onto Old NC 105, you can access the Linnville Gorge and Falls that way. So apart from the Linnville area, I really don't see much evidence of damage from the hurricane yet. That is Jonah's Ridge Road, you can see on the right, Highway 181. Now riding under 181, go left, you can get to Panola and Morganton. But yeah, thinking about why the parkway has been closed when we haven't really seen much damage yet, but it could be, and I've noticed this in a lot of other places, that you don't see much damage, but if you were there and the following weeks or months after Hurricane Helene, there was just tons of deadfall. But I don't think this section has washouts like some other sections. This here is the Flat Rock Trail parking area. I know that, of course, most of the trails around here were at least partially blocked with downed trees from the hurricane, so that's partly why it's taken a long time to open. I think a lot of the trails are ready to get on now, too. The top of Grandfather Mountain on the left is really kind of obscured by clouds, but that is it. I went hiking on Grandfather Mountain December 20th of 2023. It was a good bit of snow there, and the trail was basically frozen with ice for most of the way. This is a great profile view of the Grandfather Mountain face, even has a little bushy eyebrow up on top. This is a sign for Grandfather Mountain. If you turn off to the left direction, then this sign over here is talking about the rich biodiversity of the area, since it is a temperate rainforest. There's the sign for Linn Cove parking. This viaduct is just so amazing. I'm gonna ride back and forth on it a couple of times and just get it in some different camera angles and different lighting. This is just really exhilarating to ride over. I mean, it feels like you're in a highway in the sky, like Mario Kart or something. Feels like you could just fly off the end of this and land in a different world. Incredible. This viaduct was the most labor-intensive and technically difficult part of building the whole parkway. This section was finished very last out of all of it in 1987, and it is the first bridge of its kind made in the USA. Examples similar to this could be found in Europe previously. This overlook parking appears to be in the middle of getting repaved. You can see the old chunks of asphalt and then materials for new paving there. We are almost to the Julian Price Lake. There's the sign for it there on the right. Price Lake was created in the 1940s by damming up Boone Fork Creek. Julian Price was an insurance executive who developed the park here as kind of a retreat for him and his employees. This sign says, hatchery supported, swimming, wading, traveling on ice, sailboats, and motorboats are prohibited. Julian Price passed away in 1946, and then in 1949, the park was donated to the National Park Service by his company and family. The park is currently used for fishing, kayaking, hiking, camping, and I read about a winter cross-country snow skiing event too. We have now exited the parkway and are turning onto Highway 321 south towards Blowing Rock. That digital sign is saying to expect delays, and then we see that beautiful Welcome to Blowing Rock sign. These insects are quite noisy today. This sign is talking about how the Blowing Rock Cliff Formation is North Carolina's oldest travel attraction. It's called Blowing Rock because of a northwest wind that if you were to throw something off of Blowing Rock, it would blow back to you. Boomerang Rock. Look at that cat.
Whether you come for the amazing views, the glimpse into history, or for the legend itself, we're sure you'll leave with a tiny piece of our small town, Blowing Rock.
Here you can read how Grover Robbins Sr. brought Blowing Rock into the 20th century. This area is very tourist friendly. To get to see the overlook and the views, you hardly have to hike at all. Before all of this infrastructure was built up, you would have had to be a really in-shape hiker and rock climber to see this view, as well as like the views from Chimney Rock and Mount Mitchell. And of course, part of me loves that challenge. You have to really work to see a great view like that. But I am glad for people who are not able to get around so easily that they can still pretty much just drive up to and enjoy these views. There's Robbins Ridge Trail to the right, and straight ahead, Observation Tower and Tower Trail. I usually try to track my route with my All Trails app to see what the elevation change and mileage is, but the ladies at the ticket booth said that to hike all of the trails here is less than half a mile, so I didn't bother recording it today. This would be a great spot to kind of play that game where you see what shapes you see in the clouds, but here you could do it by looking at the shadow of the clouds too.
Look, the windows on that building right there look like a smiley thing, but with 3 eyes. You see it?
Going down these trails, it is neat to look back on the rocks, but as far as the view, it's really best from the top. We'll check out this mineral display and photo gallery. I've never been in here before, I don't think. Here's a bunch of music festival posters. What a place for a music festival. And then a very nice rock gem collection over here. This is a smoky quartz crystal. And all of these are found locally. When you're out hiking, you can keep an eye out for all of these different pieces in here. I see a lot of the quartz rock especially. These are so beautiful. I know that the video can't do it justice, but yeah, you can see all these without having to walk at all. Here's quartz and pegmatite from Lincoln County, NC. This quartz is from Grandfather Mountain, found by James Hefner in 1960. Wow, so this is what the mountains are made of. Hey, there's asbestos, like my kitchen floors growing up where. Of course, it was later found that asbestos is a carcinogen, but they used to use it in lots of different manufacturing techniques. Here's a sign for McCoy Minerals, located in downtown Blowing Rock. Wow, look at this purple amethyst from Lincoln County. Amazing. And this big one is tri-stage quartz with emerald hiddenite from Alexander County. And here's some mica. Of course, we have a tiny little town called Micaville, and you see mica all over the place. I can pretty much guarantee that if you come and hike here, you will find some mica, or fool's gold as some call it. Massive amounts of mica are used in electronics manufacturing and are a big part of the Spruce Pine and Burnsville area economy. And here in Blowing Rock, a big part of the tourism economy. You can go to McCoy Minerals, like that sign said, Monday through Saturday, 10 to 5, and buy your own amethyst and quartz and stuff. And here's a historical bathtub. We have a farmhouse built in 1920, and it has a bathtub pretty much just like that in it. Here is a 1965 weather station. It can tell you wind direction and speed. Even though this is a very touristy area with all this infrastructure, at least they let you climb up on the rocks. Some places like this have the rocks roped off. Here's a U.S. Geologic Survey marker from 1933. It says that you can write to Washington, D.C. for more information, and there's a $250 fine or imprisonment for tampering with that marker. This is a really neat panoramic picture, starting with Blowing Rock and kind of telling you what each of these mountains are that you can see from here. Guess they like cats here. There's cat merchandise, and you can see real kitties like that one too. Well, it's about time to hit the road, but we will go out a different way through downtown Blowing Rock and see some different sights than we saw coming in. I'm riding down Sunset Drive right now, and I've just been really positively impressed with this town. I think I have one memory of eating here like 4 or 5 years ago, but I haven't really spent much time at all in Blowing Rock. But you can see how much attention to planting beautiful flowers that they've done here. That across the street is the Blowing Rock Memorial Park. And I mean, everywhere you look around here, it just kind of looks like a botanical garden that's spread out over a picturesque mountain town. There's a sign for Boone if you go straight, or the Linnville area if you go left. So we will go left here onto Yonaloss. I'm not really sure how you pronounce this name. I think Yonalossi is probably right. While editing this video, I ran across a sad news story from just a couple of days ago. Actually, reading more into it, this is from a week ago, the exact day and time that I was in this area. Last Wednesday, July 30th, around 9 a.m., Barry Dubner of Parkland, Florida, was found dead after a fall on the Glen Burnie Trail, which you can see highlighted in green, on Wednesday, July 30th, around 9 a.m., according to the Blowing Rock Police Department. Dubner fell down a steep embankment on the trail. Rescue efforts were made, but he was pronounced dead at the scene. I am so sorry that this happened, and my condolences to his friends and family. You can see in the pictures from the Glen Burnie Trail, you can see some hurricane damage and definitely see how it would be easy to slip and fall. Barry hit his head on a rock hard enough to kill him, sadly, and this is a reminder for those of us who adventure to really be vigilant. Nothing ever really bad in wilderness exploring has happened to me. I was ground team certified with Civil Air Patrol as a teenager, and then later on I got WOOFer certified, which is a wilderness first responder. So I feel very confident, but anything can happen even to the most experienced outdoorsman. It is my understanding that the Glen Burnie Trail is still closed over a week later, but I saw an interview with some people who are wanting to hike that trail who came here to Bass Lake and hike the trails around the lake instead. I do agree with shutting the trail down for a period of time to try to make safety upgrades and to honor Barry's death, but at the same time, it's an impossible task to make all of the hiking trails and waterfalls safe. It's just kind of part of it. It would take like trillions of dollars to up like guardrails and steps around all these hiking trails. It's just not feasible. Growing up in Western North Carolina, throughout the years, I remember lots of disappearances and deaths of hikers in the area. I know that Big Bradley Falls in Polk County has had 9 people die falling off of it. So please, y'all just be very careful and vigilant. I'm gonna spend a little time around the Linn Cove Viaduct. Riding over this just feels different than anything I've ever ridden before. So cool. I'm gonna pull off here in the Boulder Field overlook and try to get some video from not on the motorcycle. Our elevation here is 4,335 feet. You can see there on the map where the Mountains to Sea Trail and the Parkway and Highway 221 all take a very similar route through here. And if you were to hike up from this location, you'd see some of those massive boulders that I found on the Tanawa Trail in my last video. There's the Linn Cove Viaduct across a couple of valleys and a hill there. That mountain with the tower on top is Grandmother Mountain. That's the UNC PBS tower. We'll see the parking for that further down. On top of that ridge there in the distance, you can just barely see the Grandfather Mountain suspension bridge. While I was parked here taking videos, a white car sped by me and then backed up and pulled into the overlook parking. And the people inside the car said, "Hey, are you Tristan? We recognize you from YouTube." So I got to meet Mike and Felicia, and I'm sorry I don't remember your other friend that was with you, but shout out Mike and Felicia and your other friend. It's happened 3 or 4 times now where someone out and about recognized me from YouTube, so if you see me out, please say hi. I'd love to meet you and chat for a little while. Now I'm going to ride around on the Linn Viaduct for a little while just because it's such a neat place to ride, and we will check out the Linn Cove Viaduct Visitor Center as well. We'll check out this Linn Cove Viaduct Visitor Center. Perhaps it's powered by that solar panel on the left. I think that the facilities are still closed here. There's some people with bouldering pads there on the right. This would be a great place to try bouldering or climbing. I did a little bit of that in my last video. The way that the rock is layered gives you lots of good natural handholds. This little road connects the Parkway and Highway 221. If you go right here, you can get to Grandfather Mountain, and left back to Blowing Rock. But we're gonna just go back up here and get on the Parkway. Now turning right onto the Parkway headed southbound. Here's the Grandmother Mountain parking area. So if you hiked up here, you'll get on top of that mountain that we could see from the Linn Viaduct that had the tower on it. We'll pull in here and get our final view of Grandfather Mountain for the day. The elevation here in our current location is 4,154 feet. The elevation on top of Grandfather Mountain that you can see from here is 5,939 feet. Now passing back through the closed Linnville Gorge access area. Now we're back to where we started on the Parkway at the Linnville Parkway access area. I wonder how that car got on the other side of the fence. Oh, I do see on the license plate that is a government employee. Must have unlocked the gate and is doing something over there.
Y'all good? Need any help or anything?
Oh no, we're just smoking a cigarette.
Just chilling? Cool,
Just
cool.
stopping. You look like you're living the life right now, brother.
Yeah, man. Happy the Parkway's open. Yeah, got right on it. Yeah.
We're from New York, man, and we came all the way down Skyline Drive,
Oh, cool.
and then jumped on the Ridge Parkway and came like halfway down here on it.
Awesome. Awesome. Oh, yeah, that's the best way to travel. Yeah, cool. Stay safe. Yeah, what's that?
We're relocated.
Yeah, oh, good. Yeah, this is the place to be for sure.
It
Yeah.
is beautiful down here. We're actually helping do some damage repairs and stuff through Samaritan's Purse.
Awesome. Yeah, it's been devastating down here. So yeah, we really appreciate that. Yeah, they're a great organization, man. They've been like working nonstop for 10 months. It's awesome. Yeah.
Planning to do it for like another 3 to 5 years.
Yeah, exactly. Cool. Yeah, of course. Yeah. Y'all be safe. Enjoy all the sights. Thank you.
Here's the sign for 221 saying if you go left here, you'll get to the Linnville Falls community, Crossnore, and Marion. But we're going to go right on 221 back towards Spruce Pine. Now passing back by the Linnville Falls Winery on the right, they also have live music and food there, and it's just a beautiful place to eat and hear music and hang out. Big sign that says open. I would stop today, but I need to get back for Bible study this evening. Now turning off of Highway 221 onto Highway 194 south towards Spruce Pine. On the right, you can see evidence of where the water created that kind of mudslide there and bare area, and then just furiously rushed across the road and messed up that guardrail on the left. So the last time that I rode through here, I noticed a sign for Prison Camp Road, and that piqued my curiosity, so I looked it up, and we're now riding on Prison Camp Road. You can see on the left that is a solid waste collecting facility. So from what I read, this area was operated as a prison camp from 1930 to 1999, and it was kind of a segregated thing. They imprisoned African American people. You can see how this chunk of pavement got taken out by Hurricane Helene. See that little creek over there? It's just a couple of inches deep right now and a couple of feet wide. But during the hurricane, it got full enough, probably I would guess 10 feet, and just furious enough to rip out this asphalt in this area. This area is still owned and operated by the government, but it has changed from a prison camp to a headquarters for the U.S. Forest Service and, like I said, a trash collecting place. There's the old prison camp watchtower. I guess the prisoners and prison guards from here would have dispersed into some of the bigger prisons around once the segregation ended. But if it did indeed close in 1999, like I read, that means that, people that worked there are probably still alive. So if anybody knows any stories about the prison camp in Avery County, I would love to read about it in the comments. Here's some debris piles still being mulched 10 months after Hurricane Helene. There are several piles like this in pretty much every western North Carolina county, so now is the time to get cheap or free mulch. Thank you so much for watching. Watch your step out there, don't fall down any waterfalls. God bless and peace be with you.